Back in the days when the NES reigned supreme, Mega Man was one of the best and hardest platformers. However, after a fair amount of games, people started to get tired of the same game over and over again. This led to the creation of Mega Man X, a darker and more serious game which takes place 100 years after the classic series. The Mega Man X series became popular instantaneously and ended up receiving 7 sequels, but with each of the sequels, the quality of each game seemed to drop, and now we have the Mega Man X Legacy Collections to relive the downfall of the series. Just in case you need a story refresher, X was the last of Dr. Light's creations, but it didn't premiere until 21XX, where for some reason things aren't as high-tech as they theoretically should be. But by using X's diagnostics, a whole lot of new Reploids were made. But then some went crazy, or Maverick, and they needed to be taken out. This is what helps create the Maverick Hunters, which X is the best one. Then you fight 8 main Mavericks before fighting the lead Maverick, Sigma, rinse and repeat for 8 games. But the X series are more story-driven than the classic series, although that isn't saying too much. And for those trying to learn the X lore, the prequel short film Day of Sigma is included with both collections. It's a good movie even though it isn't really canon because Dr. Kane dies. This is because it was made for the PSP remake of the original Mega Man X, which was set to kick off a whole line of new remakes. Either way, that series didn't work out and that game isn't in the collections, so we're moving on. The X series has a more defined and serious graphical style, which was carried on well over throughout the collections. There are some filters you can apply, but they're not super great. The first is the smoothed out graphics, which is found in many online emulators. The next one mimics an old CRT TV screen, which is especially weird to use if you're playing it on the Switch in handheld mode. And the final filter is the lack of a filter at all. That is, except for Mega Man X7 and X8. These don't have filters, but do have remade graphics, which look so much better than the original. And for the music, I mean, it's Mega Man X. These games have some of the most famous soundtracks, so obviously, it's great. These tracks have also been remixed, but you can listen to either version in the music player with both collections. As there are 2 collections, the 8 games were split evenly down the middle. This means X through X4 are in the first collection, which instantly makes it superior. In the second pack, you get the worst collection of X5 through X8, and the worst part is that X5 no longer has the Guns N' Roses names. Good night, Duff McWhalen. You were too good for this world. But I've saved the best part about these collections for last, the X Challenge. This pits you against 2 Mavericks at the same time, and it is amazing. There are 36 different fights involving Mavericks from X through X6. These fights all have characters that work well together. These fights are some of the most fun I've had with the X series, and it's great seeing how different weapons can affect the different Mavericks. Honestly, it's worth buying the collections just to play this mode. The Mega Man X Legacy Collections are the quintessential ways to play these games. The graphics are updated, there are tons of bonus features, most notably the X Challenge, which is enough incentive for a purchase all on its own. So if you want to replay these classics or just get into the series in the first place, these collections are the way to go.